blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of PC Shenanigans on Keep It P Raw, we will be discussing sheriff charged in killing of judge inside courthouse, police say. Sheriff shot and killed a district judge inside a courthouse in Kentucky on Thursday, according to police. Letcher County Sheriff Sean M. Steins allegedly killed Judge Kevin Mullins, 54, in his chambers at the Letcher County Courthouse in Whitesburg following an argument. In Whitesburg, that already lets you know what we're dealing with here in Whitesburg. We're flabbergasted by what happened in the community. It's a tragedy. We're shocked. No, that's how you settle arguments, with violence. That's how you settle a lot of your disputes or issues in the Neanderthal community, with violence. That's what y'all know is violence. Until it comes going up against a black person one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and then you don't know what violence is. You're honest gay Abe, and you don't want no smoke. But we'll let Jeff tell you what's going on here. Take it away, Jeff.
Letcher County, Kentucky. An uncommon sight outside the courthouse in Letcher County, Kentucky. Crime scene tape following a stunning tragedy. Longtime Judge Kevin.
You don't see this around these parts. They want you to know, we don't know. It's uncommon around these. We don't usually see the type of thing going on. No, you just don't tell nobody about it. There's the judge. It continues.
A stunning tragedy. Longtime Judge Kevin Mullins found Thursday shot and killed inside his own chambers, with local Sheriff Mickey Steins charged with the murder. State police say gunshots followed an argument inside the courthouse. Police say the sheriff, who turned himself in, is now facing one count of first-degree murder. Investigators unable to offer an explanation or motive.
That's questions that we're still trying to get answers to. What led up to the actual shooting itself and the moments prior to.
Judge Mullins was appointed in 2009 after serving almost a decade as a prosecutor, and appeared passionate about helping those struggling with drug addiction.
And they're just good people, but I guess bad things can happen to good people.
With the motive unclear, Sheriff Steins was cited as a defendant in a 2022 lawsuit helping those struggling with drug addiction.
And they're just good people, but I guess bad things can happen to good people.
So how come? Hold on. So this is kind of like Trump, where they're good people on both sides. We know one side is a race killer, and the other side, they just trying to get regular rights that any human being would want. And there's good people on both sides. On both sides now. Now, when you're smoking crack and it's a crack epidemic, you're locking people up, throwing away the key. When you just was, before weed was legal, you're throwing the book at people. Now you got a meth problem. Now you got a heroin problem. You got an opiates problem. You got a fentanyl problem, and it's affecting the Neanderthal communities. It's ravishing them. Now they're just good people that you're just on bad times. It's your own bad times. That's what we do here at the Keep It P podcast. Not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think. Hello, McFlizzle. It continues.
Investigators unable to offer an explanation or motive.
That's questions that we're still trying to get answers to. What led up to the actual shooting itself and the moments prior to.
Judge Mullins was appointed in 2009 after serving almost a decade as a prosecutor, and appeared passionate about helping those struggling with drug addiction.
And they're just good people, but I guess bad things can happen to good people.
With the motive unclear, Sheriff Steins was cited as a defendant in a 2022 lawsuit about a deputy accused of using the judge's chambers while demanding sexual favors from an inmate. Steins is accused of not properly training that deputy, who was later fired. According to court documents, Steins was scheduled to testify in a deposition on Monday. The murder comes on the heels of a string of shocking violence against judges.
In accordance with the laws of the state of
This dramatic video shows the moment earlier this year that a defendant leaped over a bench to attack a judge in Las Vegas. On Thursday in Alaska, a man was indicted for allegedly sending more than 460 text messages threatening to harm 6 Supreme Court justices. And in New Jersey, a sweeping law enacted to protect the personal information of public officials after the son of a federal judge was killed by a gunman at their family home. Back in Kentucky, following the murder there, Governor Andy Beshear writing in a statement, "There is far too much violence in this world, and I pray there is a path to a better tomorrow."
Well, it sounds like he sort of surrendered to authorities, but I guess officials are still trying to figure out the motive. So what's next for investigators?
Sure. So as far as what's next, Hodo, we know that there are witnesses in the building, according to state police, but not within the judge's chambers. You have to figure they are going to be interviewed. And then according to state police, there's also video surveillance in the building. They believe, they're not exactly sure on what locations. That could be material as well. I will say that NBC News has tried to contact the attorney for Sheriff Steins. So far, we have not found one assigned to this case as of yet.
Okay. All right, Sam Brock. Sam, thank you.
Thanks, Sam. All kind of fish sticks. All kind of fish sticks. Did you break down all of it? Did you hear all the layers? There was supposed to be a witness. He's supposed to be a witness in a case. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Judge Mullins, with several gunshot wounds, he was given life-saving measures. However, they were unsuccessful. Stein was arrested at the scene without incident after officers arrived. See, he turned himself in. He was right there, and he just turned himself right in. He was very cooperative. Police did not reveal a motive or the nature of the argument that led to the shooting. Right, because it probably had something to do with that case. We know that it was an argument between the two that led up, but what exactly transpired prior to the shots being fired, that's still things that we're trying to get answers to. According to the Associated Press, Steins gave a deposition Monday in a federal lawsuit stemming from allegations that a now former deputy sheriff forced a woman to have sex with him in Mullins' chambers for 6 months in exchange for keeping the woman out of jail. He pleaded guilty to rape and other charges earlier this year. If y'all can't understand that there was definitely some hanky-panky going on, you using this man's office as a sex chamber and he didn't know about it. Nah, you was getting more nookie than he was getting, and he was supposed to get his piece. This is in Whitesburg, y'all, in a small town located about 2.5 hours southwest of Lexington, near the Virginia border. Whitesburg is where this took place. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? They still gonna make it seem like it's no big deal. That's what they're gonna do. Now get this, Matt Butler, the lead prosecutor for Letcher County, recused his office from the investigation because he's related to Mullins through marriage. We all know each other here. Butler said in a statement Monday, for example, anyone for Letcher County could tell you that Judge Mullins and I married a pair of sisters. Did you hear that? And that we have children who are first cousins but act like siblings. Huh? Are you catching that? Are you catching that? That's why I'm telling you there's some hanky-panky going on that they not telling you, that they trying to keep in this small town of Whitesburg. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. I'm gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. Where might that be? Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked. Don't get shook by the fake Keep It P podcast that's out there. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know ha. Big brother like Bryce Supreme Almighty signing off.